XML files offer a more powerful way to store data than CSV files. You've seen XML data when viewing the web.config file. HTML code is also a form of XML. You will write data into an XML file in this lesson. For more about XML, see Session 3 of the Essential Skills course. To begin this lesson, open the Market Trader project from your Sample Files folder. And open marketdata.aspx in Design View. Now add a Click Event Handler to the Save as XML button. Next, add a using line to the top of the code with the code using system.xml. The system.xml classes are used to read and write XML data. Now scroll back to the button Save as XML Click Event Handler and add the following code to retrieve the data from the database. Data access data class equals new data access int market ID equals convert.toInt32 drop down list market dot selected value var quotes equals data class dot get market quotes market ID. This code retrieves a collection of quote objects from the database. Now add the following code on the next line to create a new XML document. XML document document equals new XML document. Now add the following code on the next line. XML element root element equals document dot create element quotes. This root element object represents a quote tag that you're going to use as a root tag to contain all of the other tags in the XML file. Now add the following code on the next line. For each quote record in quotes XML element quote element equals document dot create element quote. This code creates separate quote tags for each of the quote objects that were returned from the database. Now add the following code on the next line inside the for each loop. Quote element dot set attribute quote date comma quote record dot quote date dot to short date string quote element dot set attribute quote value comma quote record dot quote value dot to string. This code sets the properties of each of the quote tags so that they match the records in the database. Now add the following code on the next line inside the for each loop. Root element dot append child quote element. This code places each of the quote tags inside the root quotes tag. Now add the following code after the end of the for each loop. Document dot append child, root element. This code places the quotes tag and all of the attached quotes tags into the XML document. Finally, you'll need to add some code to save the XML document. Add the following code on the next line. Document.save c:/practice /asp.NET 45 expert /marketdata.xml. If the double backslashes are confusing you, refer back to Lesson 10.7. Test your code now by viewing marketdata.aspx in your web browser. When the page loads, click Get Data, then click Save as XML, then close your web browser and return to Visual Studio. Next, click File, Open File, navigate to your Sample Files folder, then click marketdata.xml and click Open. Your new XML file is opened and displayed. Note that the XML Document class isn't the only way to write data to an XML file. The .NET framework also offers the XML Textwriter class. The XML Textwriter class is similar to the XML Document class, but it is only capable of writing XML data. The XML Document class is a better choice because it can be used for both reading and writing data. If you don't want to use either class, you can simply write XML data directly into a string variable. Close Visual Studio now, and you've now completed Lesson 10.9, Write Data to an XML File.